What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's time, everybody, to rank the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass tracks of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game. Say that 10 times fast. We've had a long journey, but now it's time to finish it once and for all. We rank all the tracks in this game and see how I personally feel about them. And I'm glad this is in order, so now I can have a good idea where to rank them, honestly. So, yeah. Let's just go ahead and get this started and let's not waste any more time and finish this once and for all. First off, we have is Paris Promenade. This seems to be a city course that's ranked so low, and this used to be one of my faves. Until other city courses came and took over. I mean, I kind of don't mind playing on it. Like, I know it's basic. I mean, it sort of is like the basic one, I guess. Not much to really say. I do like the background, though. But otherwise, yeah, I can see why it's ranked pretty low. But I think a B tier is good enough. Nothing lower than that. Next up, Toad fucking Circuits. Oh god. Why did they brought this back over other fan favorites beyond me? I guess we need that basic one, huh? I mean, what the hell do you want me to say about this course I haven't said already in Mario Kart 7? It's basically the same. Hang gliding on the second and third laps, the Toad blimps, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and I'm not ranking these courses based on how they look, by the way, because they're in Wave 1 sometimes looks a little jarring, but I'm not going to rant on it anymore because I feel like that long past me since Wave 3, so I'm not ranking them based on the way they look. I'm talking about just playing in general. So yeah, Toad Circuit gets a D tier. That's, spoiler, it's not the worst track in the game yet. Next up we have is Chuckle Mountain. Man, I don't know why this gets ranked pretty low. It's a generally solid course in Mario Kart 64, and I still love it here. I think this is a massive improvement. The little cave section is nice, the music is a banger, and the background, you can also hear an echo of the characters at times. Honestly, a pretty neat detail. A tier, honestly. Next up, we have You Just Got Coconut Mall! Okay, we need to address the elephant in the room with this version of Coconut Mall. Because it seems like the magic of this track kind of just faded away, honestly, since it keeps coming back. Now, I don't think the arrows on the escalator is a big deal for me, honestly, but I do kind of miss the chaos of choosing the right path. And the cars originally didn't move. It was just, they were not there at all until the second update where they made Shy Guys spin around. I mean, it's funny at times, but you're never going to see it more than once, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know. And honestly, I know some people are nostalgic for the original look of Coconut Mall, but I do kind of like the way it looks. And I don't know, like the Mario Bros. 1 textures, I just kind of like the look of it inside, honestly. And also, it is missing some Miis, but despite all that complaining, Coconut Mall still manages to be an S tier. I do miss the old times with Coconut Mall, to be honest, like in Wii, but man, I can't hate it because it's still fun to race on, honestly. So yeah, just kind of sucks that it just never really, you know, I don't know. Nothing has really taught the Wii's version, if I'm going to be honest. So, yeah. Alright, next up is Tokyo Blur. This is a basic city track. I mean, choosing paths is nice. On the third lap, I guess. The little lane thing you see when you're driving. The bridge. Yeah, got not much else to say. D tier. Next up, we have is Shroom Ridge. This was I feel like every Mario Kart game, I have this one track that I desperately want back, but I never tell anyone because it's overshadowed by other fan favorite tracks. And I'm glad it came back. Shroom Ridge. I mean, it's not the most interesting course out there, but I generally have a fun time with it. It's honestly it's a city course with a banger music, honestly. So this gets an A tier. I know it's probably unpopular. I'm warning y'all, I have the most unpopular opinions right now with this ranking. Next up, Sky Garden. Nintendo, what did you do to this track? You made it so generic looking. You made it so short. You literally changed up the track. What was basically the best track in Mario Kart Super Circuit, now one of the worst in this game specifically. Good job, Nintendo. You ruined this track. Alright, next up we have is Ninja Highway. This is a track I originally really loved in Mario Kart 8. And going back to play this for this video, man, I kind of still love it, but man, at times it just doesn't feel well designed, especially for 260, because you're kind of just crashing into walls at times. So that's kind of the only reason why I don't think it's a top tier. I don't know if I call it top tier, but it's a Wario track, so I guess it gets props. So I still think it's an S tier, though. Next up, we have New York City Minute. I believe that's what it is, right? New York Minute. I was close. I guess I didn't need city. But, yeah, this is kind of like, I guess, sort of the Odyssey. One of the first city tracks I had in this game. And I know it's not the most interesting, but I still really love it, honestly. I like the background. It gives me nice vibes to Mario Odyssey. And has references to DK and Pauline, so yeah, A tier for me. Well, okay, maybe that's a what the heck. Next, Mario Circuit 3, F tier. I'm very sick of playing this track. Why do they keep bringing it back? Bring back Mario Circuit 2 if you're gonna bring back one of these back. I mean, I don't have much else to say about it. It's just the same track. Like, sure, bunch of turning, but it's still a boring course to play through, honestly. Next up we have is Kalmari Deserts, and this is a track I used to love in Mario Kart 8, but going back, I don't know. I still have the same opinion on it as I have in other games. I think it's an overrated track, honestly. Yeah, I said it. I mean, the train gimmick is nice, but you're not gonna get hit by it. I do like the concept going inside, the little track, I guess going inside, changing paths. Otherwise, I still think it just, I don't know, it's not that good, honestly. B tier. Waluigi Pinball! I don't have much else to say. It's freaking Waluigi Pinball. I love the colors. Feels like you're at a casino. I love the Waluigi billboard, honestly. I know some don't, I'm not a fan of it. Kind of like the more menacing Waluigi, but I don't know. I kind of like this a lot for the casino vibes. Waluigi Pinball is still a goated course, so S tier. Best course in DS. I'm original. Next up, Sydney Sprint. Oh, when that music hits, you know you're having a fun time on this one. This is easily... Oh god, I love this. This is the best city track in this game, no doubt, honestly. I mean, the music is a banger. You go through different paths, like, you know, the inside. Oh my god, S tier, easily. No. Alright, next up is Snowland. Wow, the worst Super Circuit track gets a remake, and now it's actual memorable course. Wow. I mean, it's short. You have penguins, you have the ice, and I also like the background, so yeah, B tier, honestly, because it's mostly so short. Mushroom Gorge. I mean, it's Mushroom Gorge. What did he say? It's the same course. Minus the mushrooms kind of gone, but I can see why they did that. You're bouncing off mushrooms. The music is a banger. Yeah, still love it just as much as I do in Mario Kart Wii. Next up is Sky High Sunday. This seems to be the most divisive track from rankings. You either love it or you hate it, and I am definitely with the haters on this one. I don't know, I used to play it, I used to love it, and then look at the other new tracks, it just kind of just exists to me. It's just kind of a loop, kind of done poorly. You're mostly just anti-gravity, not handled the best. C tier, honestly. Peach Gardens. This is a track I'm not really too big on in Mario. I wasn't too big on originally in Mario Kart DS, nor Wii, honestly. But for this game, wow, you still have the normal routes and the bushes, and the maze part's kind of lame, to be honest. That's kind of the only downside. But then when you get to the third lap, you're going backwards on the track. That's kind of cool, honestly. And for that gets an A tier. Next up is Merry Mountain. It's a loop course again, but it's actually pretty solid, honestly. And also gives a nice Christmas vibe to it. And also, like, it's just such a fun... It's a fun loop course to race on. I could generally play this a lot if I wanted to. I know people are going to hate me with this one, but A tier. Alright, next up is London Loop. It's a city track. One of the more beginner city tracks again. The change on gimmick is nice, but otherwise, yeah, it's kind of just there. But it's a solid one, so B tier. Next up is Boo Lake. Wow, another GBA course. You can actually go in the lake this time. The music isn't super memorable to me, to be honest. I don't know. I kind of don't vibe with it, but it's a nice one, honestly. So, yeah, I do like the spooky vibe with it. Next up is Rock Mountain, a track I really loved in Mario Kart 7. I still like it here. I'll be honest, though, this is kind of a downgrade in terms of hang gliding because it's how it's handled in Mario Kart 8, but it's still the same track we're used to, so A tier, honestly. Maple Treeway! I don't have much else to say. It's generally one of my top favorites in Mario Kart Wii, honestly. And the music is... I honestly wasn't sure about the music at first, but then listening to it again, like, okay, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. I'm glad this came back, honestly. It's still just as fun as a Wii. I don't know. I hear people mix on this version. I'm not sure. But regardless, it's still an S tier. Next up, Berlin Byways. Yeah, I know this is a city course that not many people are a fan of, but I don't know, I kind of vibe with it. Maybe it's the music, honestly. But, yeah, I don't know. I really like this one, honestly, and the music is a banger. Definitely not the most interesting city course out there, but the music solos it. So, above B tier is a good enough placement, in my opinion. And now we have Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 7. Man, I love this Rainbow Road a lot. I'm so glad it came back, and it's just good. Now, it gets criticized for mostly the music, but I don't know. I think I might be the only one who likes it more, to be honest. I might be the one person out there, but I love the music, and I love the Rainbow Road just being all blue, being basically based on my favorite color, honestly. So, yeah, I love this Rainbow Road, S tier. Alright, next up is Amsterdam Drift. I don't know, this city course kind of just exists, honestly. It's just kind of there. I mean, the underwater is nice, the flower garden's kind of nice, see the windmills, definitely see some nice backgrounds, but I don't know, something feels off with this track. C tier. Next up we have is Riverside Park, a track I really loved in Mario Kart Super Circuit, and yeah, it's a pretty solid one here, honestly, so yeah. Not much to say, it's really short. I do like the little water section, the little K section, kind of make this a nice course, so I think a solid B tier works good enough. And now we have my favorite track of all time, DK Summit. It's fun as hell in Wii, and it's still just as fun. This is the one that introduced half pipes the best, in my opinion, honestly. It's a banger remix, too. Oh, man, I don't have much else to say. Go down the Snowy Mountain, do some tricks. It's still just as fun as it is in Wii. You know what? We're gonna do this. And spoilers. Maybe. Yeah, DK Summit, no doubt, gets the SS Plus ranking. I love it, man. Next up we have is Yoshi's Island. Wow, a Yoshi course I love to death. It's based on Yoshi's Island, one of my favorite SNES games of all time. Bunch of references to Yoshi's Island. I just can't believe it. And the music is a banger, honestly. They even play like the level clear theme when you finish the race. That's a neat detail, honestly. Yeah, this easily gets an S tier. Alright. Next up is Bangkok Rush. It's a nice city track with some nice background, honestly. With, you know, going up like the stairs at the end and stuff and seeing like boats. Cool. So yeah, definitely a pretty neat one. But I don't know, something feels off with this one compared to our city tracks. But it's a B tier, so it works. Next up we have is Mario Circuit from DS. Fans are very disappointed this got added over Airship Fortress or Luigi's Mansion. But I don't know, I guess for Mario Circuit, it works. I mean, I don't have much else to say. The prop plant and the music is nice. You see a prop plant, and then there's some turns. Also, there's a section with Wigglers, so it's nice, I guess. Next up is Waluigi Stadium. We all love Waluigi Pinball, but I think Waluigi Stadium deserves just as much attention. It's still just as fun as it is in Mario Kart Double Dash. They kept the half pipes. The music is so silly, fits Waluigi so well. I love the way it looks, honestly. I really love this one, honestly. So yeah, S tier for sure. This is unordered, by the way. Next up, we have it, Singapore Speedway. Another city track I really love, honestly. The music is a banger. I love the unique stuff they added to make this feel different unlike other city tracks. Honestly, this is easily one of the best ones. This or Sydney Sprint are contenders for being my favorite city tracks in Mario Kart 8 in this game, honestly. Next up, we have is Athens Dash. This is one that I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like it's not well designed in some ways, in my opinion. I don't know, I just kept crashing into walls and stuff. And, I mean, I guess it's nice to play on, so, yeah, but it gets like a B tier. Just kind of exists to me, I don't know. Seems like it's one people love, but I don't know. I'm not super big on it. Next up we have is Daisy Cruiser. It's still just as fun as in Double Dash. One of the best tracks in Mario Kart Double Dash, honestly. And yeah, you go inside you can do the water section, go inside the ship in our water section. I mean, yeah, this gets an S tier, no doubt. Next up we have is Moonview Highway. Another track I desperately really wanted to see come back that I never thought would get added, but here we are. It's still just as fun as it is in Wii. Probably my favorite city track with the cars, honestly. Like, my favorite... Based on cars alone, this is my favorite, honestly. I really love Moonview Highway, honestly. The music is a banger, too, especially when you get to the city parts. The middle section could be used some work, but I don't care. S tier, no doubt. Next up we have is Squeaky Clean Sprint. I didn't think a bathroom course would be just this fun, but here we are. You literally go inside the tub, and then you get out, there's soap. I don't have... This is honestly a goofy feature I love, honestly. So, S tier. A bunch of S tiers, as you can tell. Next up we have is Los Angeles Laps. The music is downgraded, and I mean, for a beach course, it works, honestly. It's a nice one, honestly. Don't have much else to say, unlike most of these, but yeah, it's a solid B tier. Next up we have is Sunset Wilds. Good lord, Nintendo, what did you do to this track? They removed the sunsets. The whole point of the track. Why did you remove it? It's beyond me. I mean, and now it just feels like a regular desert course. Good job, Nintendo. D tier. Next up we have is Koopa Cave. It's a fan favorite course from Wii. I'm glad it made a return. You're basically going on the water. I'll be honest though, it does feel kind of downgrade compared to Wii, because I don't know. I guess the half price kind of made up for it. So not an S tier personally, but above A. It's still a God tier course, but I feel like it could be handled better in my opinion. I don't know. What the heck? It's Koopa Cave. Next up we have is Vancouver Velocity. Man, this will be my favorite track, my favorite city track, because they didn't ruin it for the very last lap. It just feels way too basic for the last lap. I mean, you go through a nice background, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I felt like it could have been handled better, in my opinion. It's still an S tier for me, though, so I guess I can't complain. Alright. Now, oh boy, the final 8. Next up we have is Romanavati, if that's how you pronounce it. It's a neat background with, you know, some Rome stuff around, and yeah, well, it's not, I don't know, I kind of wish there was more going on this one, but I kind of love associating this one with Gladiator Donkey Kong, I mean, for reasons, so yeah, I think a B tier is fine enough for this one. Next up we have is DK Mountain. I prefer Summit, but I'm glad DK Mountain made its return. The glow up is insane, and I love the remix song, honestly. And you still can take the shortcuts, so yeah. Definitely goes in the S tier, no doubt. Next up we have is Daisy Circuit. This is a track I don't really have a close connection to, and I still kind of don't, to be honest. I mean, I guess it's nice here, but I don't know, something feels off with this version compared to Wii's, honestly. I guess Luigi Daisy statue is nice though, but not really too big on it. I'm not that obsessed with it like most are. Next up we have is Piranha Plant Cove. This is an underwater track that I generally do find a nice time, honestly. I do wish there was a little more going on, honestly, but regardless, it's still a nice one. Definitely one of the more unique ones, in my opinion. Thinking A tier, probably. Maybe B tier, honestly. Next up we have is Madrid Drive, if that's how you say it. Definitely one of the more, excuse me. Definitely one more interesting. I thought this was going to be another city choice that just exists until I saw the 2D Mario artwork in the museum part. Honestly, that alone makes this a pretty fun city track, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah, I gotta put in A tier at least. I hardly have any A tiers, as you can tell. Next up we have is Rosalie's Ice World. Don't care what haters say, this is a track I really love, and it feels way better compared to 7. It actually feels like a track from Mario Galaxy, honestly, with the Gateway Galaxy background. You can see up in the sky, the nighty sky, and the remix song is very good, honestly. So, you call me crazy, S tier. Next up we have is Bowser Castle 3, the SNES remake. That's actually fun. Let's go. I rather would bring back Wii Bowser Castle, the best Bowser Castle course in my opinion, but I can't complain over this one. This got a massive glow up in Mario Kart Tour, and I'm glad we did not give Vanilla Lake. Thank you, Nintendo. A tier. And last but not least is Wii Rainbow Road. It's Wii Rainbow Road. I know it's not my favorite Rainbow Road, but man, calling this Rainbow Road bad would be ridiculous. It's generally one of the greatest tracks in Mario Kart history. Thank you, Nintendo, for ending this wave with a bang. This gets an S tier, no doubt. And there we go. Every Mario Kart Boosted Course Pass track ranked. The DK Summit being my favorite. The S tiers are like tracks I generally love. The A tiers are one that I think I really like. The B tiers are the pretty okay, nice courses, nice solid ones. C tiers are the ones that just kind of exist to me. D tiers, oh god, and then F tier, yeah. Mario Circuit 3 is the only track I hate, to be honest. So yeah, we've come a long way with the Mario Kart DLC, and I'm glad it's over. Almost 20 minutes, good lord. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. What's your favorite track in the Boosted Course Pass? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks. Oh, I guess I could rate the character inclusions in Mario Kart 8. Birdo, although I'm not too big on her, I'm kind of surprised she was not in the game to begin with, honestly. So I'm glad Birdo is here, honestly. PD Piranha, Kamek, characters that I'm glad they got Kamek finally in the console Mario Kart game. PD Piranha, fan favorite getting in. And Wiggler being a nice surprising pick, honestly. So that's kind of nice. And then Diddy Kong, I'm glad DK's buddy finally got in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Funky Kong, oh my god, I'm so glad the GOAT is back, honestly, Funky Kong. Pauline, my second favorite Mario girl, finally got added in Mario Kart 8. I'm glad she's here. And Peachettes, Yeah, sure, I guess. I don't think I missed it. Yeah, I didn't miss anyone else. So yeah, thank you. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time for more. Later, folks.